Hello, students. I'm Shazli from Top Rankers, and I welcome you all to one of the sessions around English language for 3 years LLB students. Well, students, today we are going to talk about one of the important components in English language, that is reading comprehension. And this skill is being tested in various examinations like NLSAT. So students, if I talk about reading comprehensions, I have noticed one thing that students struggle a lot when it comes to reading comprehension. And the problems they encounter can be around lack of concentration, lack of understanding about the topic, accuracy, speed. So I would like to talk about more in detail in my upcoming sessions, like how to improve reading skills, how to improve reading skills or understanding for different genres like literature, psychology, philosophy, economics, science and technology, and many more such genres. I'll be taking a very separate session around the same. Also, I would like to take one separate session around approaches to different question types. Now, what are the different question types? Factual, main idea, primary purpose of the passage, tone based questions, grammar related questions, and many more such questions in English language. I would like to take separate sessions for the same. So today what am I going to do? I have come with an objective of making you all an active reader, which is one of the most important skill for better comprehension. Okay, now my two focuses will be about active reading and process of elimination. Process of elimination, that's quite known as POE. POE, process of elimination. Whenever we get confused between the two options, normally we get confused between the two options, close options. So, how to eliminate the wrong options and how to select the correct options. So, today's focal point will be on two things: active reading. Active reading will help you in a number of ways. It will lead to accuracy. Second thing, it prevents you from multiple reading. And third important thing is, of course, like you have better understanding, like where to go. I mean, suppose if you have a factual question that the answer is given somewhere in paragraph 3 or paragraph 4, so you directly jump to that specific paragraph. So this is an important skill and that can easily be developed by note making technique. Well, students, you don't have that much of time to write down full notes. So what you can do is you can simply write down the keywords. Suppose if we have got, say, four paragraph, para 1, 2, 3, 4, just write down the keywords 5 to 10 keywords, that depends on the length of the passage. So I'm expecting you to write down 5 to 10 keywords in today's session. Now what am I going to do is I'll show you the passage, read the passage. If you want to take extra time for reading the passage, you can simply pause the video. Read the passage and attempt the questions. So once we are done with the passage and questions, and I'll explain the entire passage and then how to identify the keywords. I'll talk about it and definitely I'll address process of elimination in today's session. Let's continue now. The passage is on screen, students. Read the passage. Come on, students. I hope you're making notes. You're simply identifying the keywords. Students, I'm changing the slide. So once you're done with this, if you want to take extra time, you can simply pause the video because I'm changing the slide now. I have just changed the slide. I hope you're making notes as well. Hurry up, students. You can pause the video and read if you want to read without any disturbance and if you want to take extra time. All right. Now, question number one on screen. Question number two on screen. Question number three on screen. Question number four. I have taken only 4 questions in this session, although you may have more questions in the real examination. Okay, so the entire passage is about Edison's soup technique, which is quite unusual technique for conducting an interview. So the passage has said that traditional job interviews are often unreliable, and like Edison's soup test, which is quite unusual technique of conducting an interview, that actually helps in evaluating the candidates through their real-time actions and obviously their mindsets. We can have better understanding about them by understanding their real-time actions and obviously the work-related tasks. So author has talked about techniques of conducting an interview the better way, and we actually need to think of it. So this is what the passage has talked about. Now I'm just highlighting a few words. One is Edison, second is peculiar, then third should be before tasting, preconceived notions, absence of curiosity, antithetical to innovations. Okay? Preclude का exactly meaning होता है prevent, although this is not a keyword. Peculiar का unusual. Then we have got swayed away. That means persuade. Get somebody who can actually get carried away. Okay. So by these keywords, I have framed the main idea that Edison has introduced a very unusual way of conducting interview, that is soup test. So normally he takes his research scholars and research candidates for either a lunch or dinner and offers soup. So if somebody adds salt and like seasonings, pepper before tasting the soup, so that person basically is like a preoccupied, is all filled with preoccupied notion. He is very subjective in nature, or probably he doesn't have that kind of curiosity, that kind of like inquisitiveness or experimental nature, and he is definitely not the best fit for a research candidate. So he conducts this interview, and if somebody adds salt and pepper or other seasoning before tasting the soup, so he rejects those kind of candidates. So author has also come up with a reservation that some people might have dietary restrictions, so they actually ask waiter to come up with like their own specifications, and that is okay for those candidates if they don't taste, if they like simply take the soup accordingly. So this technique probably may not work in some specific condition, but yes, there are a number of better ways of conducting an interview that depends on the job profile, and we should have unique technique of conducting an interview for different jobs, and we might conduct some real-time work-related tasks we can give them so that we actually can gauge their real potential. So this is what the passage has talked about. So author is actually appreciating Edison's very unique and unusual way of conducting soup test. Okay, and that is unlike traditional method, that is quite innovative in approach, and this particular technique can actually work wonder. And we can also have some more techniques quite similar to Edison's soup test. Okay, so this is what the passage has talked about. Now let's see the questions. Which of the following points are expressed by the authors to support the idea that the interviews that are conducted in today's world are actually useless? अब देखिए today's world में कौन से interviews? I am here talking about traditional method of conducting an interview. So author has said that attractive people can seem to get upper end in the selection process of interview. Yes, it is very much given in the passage. Biases and unimportant elements of self-presentation are famously swaying interviewers. Smooth talker tend to win over the truly skilled candidates. Correct answer is C. Why? I'm telling you. All these points are given in the, these red lines. You can see there, like if somebody is coming up with hypothetical questions, and if the interviewee is slick talker. All right, that means a smooth talker. So he can have an upper hand, upper edge onto other candidates. Interviewers at times can easily be persuaded or they can easily get carried away by the biases or irrelevant details of self-presentation. Also, looks also matter, which is given here in this option. You can see the looks, attractive people. So at times, interviewers can easily be carried away by the looks the interview has. अब देखिए स्टूडेंट क्वेश्चन नंबर टू which of the accompanying is not correct in the reference to the passage? Whenever you come across the word like not, ये आई कैची वर्ड होता है, ये कॉमन ट्रैप होता है स्टूडेंट्स, इस पे प्लीज फोकस करना. ठीक है, नॉट द करेक्ट इन्फ्रेंस बोला है. Correct answer choice is B. We can get a broader picture of a person by analyzing what they say rather than what they do. It is just vice versa. All right, ये एकदम आपका उल्टा दिया हुआ है स्टूडेंट्स. All right, this is just opposite to what is stated in the passage. आप यहाँ देख सकते हैं. यहाँ लास्ट लाइन में देखिए स्टूडेंट, लास्ट लाइन में मैं हाईलाइट कर रही हूँ. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, better sense of a person from what they do than from what they say. It is just the other way round. Okay, यहां पे उल्टा दिया हुआ है इसका. आप यहां दोबारा से देखिए, यहां पे it is just the other way round. यहां पर आप देखिए what they say rather than what they do, जबकि होना चाहिए था what they do rather than what they say. So it is just the opposite. अब देखिए दूसरे ऑप्शंस क्यों नहीं हो सकते थे. Techniques must be designed to see how candidates handle important tasks if they genuinely want to do, know who they are and what they can achieve. तो यहाँ पे this is definitely given in the passage. Seasonings in one's food is a genuine behavioral predictor of how one thinks about problems and hence is more likely to indicate something true about one's attitude. ये तो आपके सूप टेस्ट जो एडिसन का था, जिसको ऑथर ने अप्रिशिएट करा है कि दिस इज वेरी अनयूजुअल एंड यूनिक वे. सो दैट इज डेफिनेटली गिवन इन द पैसेज. In conclusion, the author mentioned that the soup test by Edison is actually effective. Yes, passage में बोला गया है. Now next देखिए, what is the tone of the passage? Introspective का मतलब होता है self analysis. So nothing around self analysis is given there. Then obsequious का मतलब होता है servile, obedient, वो भी नहीं था पैसेज में. Insightful कह सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, क्योंकि यहाँ पे author has commended like the soup technique or the soup test. And author has also discussed that there can be some alternative to the traditional interviewers and all. So this is what exactly is being discussed. So that the entire passage was quite insightful, analytical. Vitriolic cannot be the correct answer because vitriolic means harsh in tone. Okay, obsequious is obedient. So this can't be the correct answer. And introspective is self-analysis. When you actually analyze yourself, self-analysis. So you can see students. Now, next question देखिए. What does the author say that soup test by Edison might be impractical in today's world? Author has mentioned only one restriction, that is dietary restrictions. All right, one reservations. So author has mentioned it here in the passage. If you see this, I have highlighted the statement. Okay. अब देखिए ये जो पिंक कलर में मैंने स्टेटमेंट हाईलाइट की है, this trick would not be at all practical in today's business environment. All right, because of the dietary restrictions. So this has been given in the passage. So the correct answer is A. This was one reservation author has mentioned. Now let's see the other answer choices. Due to fast-paced world, there isn't enough time to call each and every candidate to a restaurant and conduct a soup test on them. So nothing around it is given in the passage. So not mentioned आप कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. All right, that was just extrapolation. There isn't anything about Edison soup test, soup-based interviewing approach other than crazed professor idiosyncrasy. It is just the opposite. Here, this point is quite critical. Although author is appreciating Edison's soup test. Okay, so this is not like the entire passage is in appreciation rather than criticizing Edison. Now, with the setting of the digital world, many of the technicalities of the past interview style are archived to say the least. ये extrapolation हुआ. Extrapolation का मतलब होता है you go beyond what is given in the passage. So extrapolation definitely is not the correct answer. All right. Students, so that's all for today. I have explained you how should we go ahead with process of elimination, like irrelevance, contradictory information. You cannot go beyond what is given. That is extrapolation. Okay, misleading language can be one of the factors to eliminate the answers. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.